Welcome back to the Explainer. So, in our last session, we got into the weeds with VLANs, right? We looked at how teams slice up a single physical network into multiple isolated logical networks, mostly for security and segmentation. Well, today, we're shifting gears to another absolutely vital piece of networking tech. I'm talking about the unsung hero powering pretty much every major application on the planet. It's the secret sauce that lets websites and cloud systems handle millions of users all at the exact same time. Yep, today we're talking all about load balancing. To really get why this is such a game changer, let's play out a little scenario. Imagine millions of people all deciding to fire up Netflix or jump onto Amazon at the exact same second. Now imagine every single one of those requests trying to squeeze into just one single server. What do you think happens? Well, it's a total crisis. Honestly, that server would just completely buckle. The CPU, the memory, the database queries, they'd instantly redline. The whole system would slow to a crawl, and then, boom, total crash. Nobody gets to watch their movie.
Section 1. The single server problem. Okay, let's dive into this. Because you might be wondering, well, why not just buy a much bigger server? The thing is, if you try to scale up just by buying bigger and beefier hardware, you are eventually going to hit a hard physical wall. It doesn't matter how powerful a single machine is, internet-scale traffic will absolutely crush it. Think of it like a super busy restaurant. If you have just one waiter trying to handle 100 tables, service is going to grind to a halt. The customers get angry, and that poor waiter is completely overwhelmed. But what if you bring in 10 waiters to divide up that exact same workload? Suddenly, everything flows. Customers get their food fast, and no single person is doing all the heavy lifting. Distributing the workload creates incredible efficiency. And in the digital world, that exact concept is literally what keeps the internet from falling over.
Section 2. Enter the load balancer. This is the technology acting as the ultimate traffic cop for the internet.
So, what is it? A load balancer is basically a centralized system that sits in front of your backend servers and distributes all that incoming traffic across them. Its entire reason for existing is to catch a user's request, figure out which server is free, and seamlessly pass that traffic along so nothing gets overloaded. And here's the really cool part. Users almost never connect directly to those backend servers anymore. The load balancer acts as the single public-facing front door. Your actual servers stay completely hidden in the back, which makes managing all that chaotic traffic so much easier and way more secure.
Section 3. How traffic gets routed. So how does this actually work in real time? Let's track a single request from your phone all the way to the back end.
Picture this. You pull out your phone and open up Spotify. In step 1, the app sends a request out into the void. But instead of hitting a music server directly, that request actually hits the load balancer first. Then in step 2, the load balancer has to make a quick decision. It runs through its routing logic to figure out which backend server, let's say it's choosing between server A, B, or C, is the absolute best fit right now. Finally, in step 3, it forwards your request to the winner. That chosen server processes everything, sends the music back through the load balancer, and boom, your song plays. To you, the user, it feels like one direct, invisible connection.
Now, what's really interesting about these strategies is the actual logic these balancers use to pick a server. There are a few major ways they do this. The classic one is round robin, where it just hands out traffic sequentially. Request 1 goes to server A, request 2 to B, request 3 to C, and then it loops back around. Simple, right? But then you have least connections. This is where the system gets smart and dynamically checks who's the least busy. If server A is bogged down with 100 active users, but server B only has 20, the balancer says, okay, server B, you're up. And for massive planet-wide apps, we use geographic routing. This connects you based on where you physically are to cut down on lag. So if you're sitting in a cafe in London, it's routing you straight to a UK data center.
Section 4. Resilience and cybersecurity. Okay, routing traffic is awesome for scale, but what happens when things break? Because let's face it, hardware fails and bad actors attack.
Imagine your setup relies on 3 big servers, and out of nowhere, server B just completely fries. If you didn't have a load balancer, anyone connected to server B is suddenly staring at an error screen. Total downtime. But when a load balancer is running the show, the millisecond it detects that failure, it cuts server B out of the loop. All new traffic gets instantly rerouted to just server A and server C. It removes the single point of failure so smoothly that the end users don't even notice the app had a hiccup. But wait, how does the load balancer even know that server B went down in the first place? Well, it uses something called health checks. Basically, the load balancer is constantly poking the backend servers, asking, hey, are you alive? Are you healthy? Are you processing data correctly? The literal second a server fails to answer back or gives a bad response, it gets yanked out of the active rotation. This relentless active monitoring is the absolute secret to building systems that almost never go down.
And hey, resilience isn't just about dead hardware, it's also about fighting off cyber attacks. Because this load balancer sits right at the front gate of your entire network, it plays a massive role in your security setup. Let's say a hacker launches a DDoS attack, flooding you with millions of fake malicious requests. A smart load balancer steps up like a shield. It can actively filter out the garbage traffic, spot bot activity, rate limit the flood to manageable levels, and isolate the attack entirely. It stops the threat dead in its tracks before it ever touches your fragile backend servers.
Section 5. The future of infrastructure. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture, because the modern cloud relies on this tech in ways you wouldn't believe. So, the crucial point here is that almost none of our modern cutting-edge architectures could even exist without dynamic traffic routing. Think about distributed microservices, where a single app is broken into hundreds of tiny interconnecting pieces, or Kubernetes, where server pods are spinning up and shutting down literally by the second. And of course, the big one right now, AI systems. When thousands of people hit an AI prompt at once, those requests have to be routed to massive GPU clusters and inference APIs instantly. Literally, none of that works without advanced load balancing.
Now, because this stuff is so absolutely critical, your average cloud engineer or site reliability engineer isn't sitting around coding load balancers from scratch. Instead, they lean heavily on fully managed cloud services. We're talking about the heavy hitters, the AWS Elastic Load Balancer, Microsoft Azure Load Balancer, and Google Cloud Load Balancing. These are pre-built to be cloud native, and they effortlessly absorb mind-boggling amounts of traffic straight out of the box.
Real quick before we wrap this up, let's clear the air on a few beginner misconceptions. First up, load balancers distribute traffic. They do not store your application's data. Second, buying one massive God-tier server does not solve your scaling issues. You will always need to distribute the load eventually. Third, health checks? Yeah, they are not optional. They are absolutely mandatory if you want your traffic to avoid hitting dead servers. And finally, cloud apps do not magically scale themselves out of thin air. They are 100% dependent on these load balancers pulling the strings behind the scenes.
So where is all this heading? Well, traffic distribution is only getting smarter. The future of load balancing is heavily leaning into AI-managed routing, where the network actually predicts massive traffic spikes before they even happen. We're talking about edge-based balancing pushing decisions right up next to the user's physical location, and truly autonomous, self-healing infrastructure that spots a problem and fixes it instantly, all on its own.
So, what does this all mean? The next time you fire up a huge app, or stream a movie in 4K, or shoot a prompt over to an AI, will you take a second to think about the invisible load balancer frantically managing all that chaos behind the scenes? It's honestly fascinating once you know it's there. Grasping this concept really unlocks the mystery of how cloud infrastructure scales so incredibly well. And hey, in our next explainer, we're going to build right on top of this. We'll be answering another mind-blowing engineering question. How did tech giants actually deliver massive amounts of heavy content across the globe at ultra-fast speeds? Spoiler alert, it's all about CDNs. You definitely won't want to miss that one. Thanks so much for hanging out and learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.